episodes of that damn thing. And I couldn't get out of it to go to Blackhawk, and I kind of think that might have been the last time I heard from Ridley. I don't know if he thought I should quit the show to go to Morocco and make Blackhawk. I kind of wish that I would have. But it's not that easy to get out of the contract.
Yes, sir, over there.
I'm a big fan of Redline. Can you talk about that?
Talk about Redline.
I did that picture with Jack McQueen. He's Steve McQueen's son. He used to live right next door to me in Malibu, and we were good pals. And he wanted to be an actor like his father, and I was bankable back in those days. And I did that picture for Chad so he could help raise the money to make it. And it's funny because it's a little film, right? But it's been around for a long time. A lot of people like that movie. Don't I slap Corey Haim in the face? Corey Feldman, yeah, cracked him in the face, yeah. Yeah, two Corys, yeah. Well, that is kind of the same. I'm going irritating. I think I hit him with a banana in the face. The banana peel? Yeah, I think it happened for real because he just was yammering away. And I whacked him in the face with a banana.
Yes, sir, right here.
Okay, so I heard a story on Reservoir Dogs, the actor who played the police officer. He first came to movie school from Florida. So before that, he approached you, and you know what it felt like being in the front. And you looked out for someone?
Well, that's a true story. I was sleeping on the floor in the production office, and he came in there and he said, Michael, I never really been locked in a trunk before, and I want to be really good in this movie. And he goes, I know this might sound ridiculous, but would you ever consider, locking me in your trunk? So I know how it feels. Because that was my car, the Cadillac was my car. And I had driven it to work that day, obviously, it was in the parking lot. And it had already been determined that we were going to use my car in the movie. And so then he had this bright idea, and I at first thought he was insane, and then I suddenly realized that, I myself could learn a lot about having a cop in my trunk, because I never did that, right? So I said, yeah, come on, man. And he went with me, and I put him in the trunk. And so then I said, I was not going to think, I said, I'm going to drive around a little bit. And he's like, what? I'm going to drive around a little bit. He's like, no! So I started up the car, and I drove down the alley. And I was driving away. I remember Quentin came running out of the warehouse, and Lawrence Bader came running out of the warehouse. And I looked in the rearview mirror and I seen everybody come outside and everybody was waving their arms. I drove down this long alley, and there was these big pinholes and big cars that bouncing all over the place. And I could hear him back there. He's like, oh my God, let me out! And I turned on the radio, I was really having a good time, but I was learning, I was studying my craft, you see. It wasn't really like to have someone like that. And actually, I went down this alley, it was so long, that when I came out of it, it was a one-way street. And so I'm not going to break the law, and I went to the left, and when I came out of the big street, there was a Taco Bell. And, so I went through the Taco Bell. And he was getting pretty angry at that point. And I just got a Coke. And then I pulled out and I went back on the main street, back to the warehouse. When I pulled in, everybody was in the parking lot like, oh my God, is he really in there? And I was like, yeah, he really is. And I pulled up and I got out, I opened up the trunk, and my guy was, I forgot that I had a lot of stuff in the trunk. There was a big box of tools and some other stuff in there, and I felt really bad for him. But he was in the cop outfit, and he was all sweaty, and he got clumped around a little bit. He was not very happy, and I helped him get in the car. And so we both learned something that day, but but that's why I have the coat when I'm leaning against the pole, because I actually really did have a coat. And we went in to rehearse that scene in the beginning, and I was leaning on the pole with the damn thing, and I had my cups at Taco Bell. And so Court says, "Oh no, we gotta do that. That's a great idea." And he goes, "But I had to get a different cup. I had to get one that was not a Taco Bell cup." And that's why I have a Coke.
Yes, sir.
Are there any scenes from Kill Bill 1 or 2 that were not used in the movie that you recorded?
Are there any scenes from Kill Bill 1 and 2 that were not used in the movie that you wrote?
All I know is that Quentin was only supposed to be shooting in Beijing for 2 weeks. And when he got over there, he was there for like 5 weeks. And he kept, Miramax and the Weinstein brothers were looking at all this footage that he was sending back, and I don't think that anybody wanted to stop him because everything was looking so good. And by the time that he was having fun, but by the time we got up to doing my stuff here on Bakersfield, there was already like 4 hours worth of movie. And they didn't really know what to do with that because nobody wanted to chop any of it up. And so that's why it came out in 2 volumes. Because it was, long enough to be 3 movies really. But that's why it was in 2 parts. When I was shooting that stuff in the trailer, he actually came up to me on that day and he said, "Can you believe it? They're talking about making this in 2 volumes. It's ridiculous." And I was like, "Yeah, man, it's ridiculous." That's exactly what they ended up doing. But I didn't hear of that stuff that wasn't used, no.
Yes.
You talked about working with John Hopkins and Seminole, and I was just wondering if you had any interest in doing any live theater, or as opposed to film kind of going forward.
Any interest in live theater?
Well, I just be honest with you, I can't pay the bills like that.
Yes.
Were there any roles that you were offered that you turned down and regretted, or any roles that you took that you went, "Crap, I really should have done that"?
There's a bunch of stuff that I shouldn't have done. Seemed like a good idea at the time. There's a big rumor that's been going around for years about my turning down Pulp Fiction. But the real truth of it is that I was already contracted to do Wider. And I had already said yes to their cast. And I really wanted to play Doc Holliday. And I had taken a meeting with Larry right in the middle of shooting Getaway. I actually flew back to LA for Father's Day. And I went to see Larry Kasdan. And I begged him to let me play Doc Holliday. And he explained to me that he already had Dennis Quaid. And the best that I was going to get was Virgil, Wyatt's brother. And I wanted to walk down the street to the OK Corral. I really did. It was Western history, I wanted to be a cowboy in a cowboy movie, and I couldn't get out of it. And that's the real truth, is why I didn't do Pulp Fiction. I never would have walked away from something like that. I just couldn't do it. I tried to get Larry to let me out of the rehearsals because he's insisting that, we have these 2 weeks of read-throughs on that thing. Why, I still to this day don't know. It was just an exercise in nothingness. And I might have been able to do both pictures if he would have let me out, but he just wouldn't. And anyway, just to set the record straight, that's what really happened.
And I've heard online rumors, I don't know if there's any truth to it whatsoever, but that there's possibly a film project in the future that Quentin was going to do to link up Vincent with his brothers.
Yeah, he was going to do this thing called the Vega Brothers, which would be me and Johnny. But the thing is that he could never figure out, originally it was supposed to be like a prequel to Reservoir Dogs. It would have to be events that happened before the 2 of us was dead. Because I get killed in that thing, and John gets killed in another one. And so how in the name of God are we supposed to be alive again? You know, unless it was a prequel, which now it can't be because me and him was both too old. You know? So the last thing he ever said to me about that was that he would make it that we were twin brothers of the Vega brothers. And, we were coming back to avenge the deaths of our brothers. And we become owners of a nightclub in Amsterdam. And kill a lot of people. And he had been in Mexico before that. He was explaining it to me, so I'm not sure if he was altogether sure about it.
All right, we got time for just one last question, so let's get a good one here. Who's got a good question?
I got feeling it.
What was it like working with Dennis Hopper?
Dennis is a dear, dear friend of mine, and I miss him so very much. And that was the last thing that we did together. And he was a genius of a man, and a great, great actor. And he was a very wise fella. And he liked David. I used to get a lot of advice from Dennis. And I'll tell you, when we were doing Hell Ride, I was really frustrated with a bunch of things that were going on in my life. And I was very unenamored of film acting, and I was having one of those days, you know, like everyone has when they don't like their job. And I went to Dennis and I said, you know, man, I go, I really don't like this shit, you know. He said, so stupid. And I wish I had done something else with my life. And he goes, well, man, he goes, what would you have done, man? And I said, well, I don't know, maybe I would be a carpenter. And he goes, look what happened to him, man. It's a genius statement, right? I mean, was thinking that so fast. It's crazy. That's a great question, man. I love Dennis, and I really miss him very much.
What's the title of your new book that's coming out, the poetry book?
It's called Expecting Rain.
All right, watch for that. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Madsen.